Let's play a game called I Can't Hear Aaron.
You're recording.
Nice. Perfect. So, hi. This is Granite Bay Art Academy. And do you have any questions in particular for the Art Academy itself?
We'd like for you to go over the sketchbook process. That's cool with you?
Sketchbook. We used to call it a sketchbook many years ago. Now we call it the investigation workbook because it's all about the investigation workbook. And to create amazing quality paintings, you need a good quality investigation workbook. How does that work? What happens? I'll tell you. First, you come up with a concept. Then after the concept, we go into thumbnails, all original ideas. And then after that, we come up with getting some references and coming up with a sketch. It's a long process, and it's kind of difficult for some people to do. But the end result, amazing artwork. It's incredible. But here's the problem. If you don't do a great sketchbook or do all the research, you don't have any passion behind what you're creating. So then, crazy as it may sound, you're not going to be that into your painting. And then you're not into the painting, you're going to give up when you come into a hard little crunch time. And then the painting kind of goes downhill a little bit. But with a good quality investigation workbook, you're in there. Like Flynn and all the other professional artists in the area and around the world do the investigation workbook as well. They may call it something else. Some people might even call it a sketchbook. But you know, that's how we do it. Bada bing, that's Granite Bay Art Academy. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Shoot, give me one.
Those quotes that other people's, like when they don't like doing their sketchbooks? What
Oh,
are your
yeah.
favorite?
Classic.
What's your favorites?
One of the favorites is, why should I sketch? I already know what I want to paint. But if you don't sketch or do 3 sketches in particular, then you have less to choose from. It's like going to a movie rental or a Redbox or something, only having 2 movies to choose from versus having like 80 to choose from. You'd rather have more choices to have a better quality product, if you know what I'm saying. So that's one of the better ones. I like that one. And then the other one, let me see, we got that one. The other favorite, classic, would probably be I should be able to paint whatever I want to paint without actually sketching. Just whatever comes to your mind. Nobody does that. Except for really bad artists. They do that. But other than that, we all use references. We all do sketches. The good ones. Shoot, fire away. Any more questions?
What are some
What do you got?
styles of art that you could explain?
Some styles. Anything with ism at the end. Like Impressionism, Cubism. So there's a lot of different art movements. Right now, we're technically in modern art or contemporary art, but everybody kind of steals each other. We have pop art, LA, kind of a funk movement that's going on over there, otherwise known as a lowbrow art. And so there's all of these art movements coming together. And so now you don't really see one style of art because we're all stealing from different artists over a period of thousands of years now. And so people have artwork that's derivative of artwork that's 15,000 years old, all the way back from Cave of Laxow, all the way to Impressionism in the turn of the century, to now contemporary artwork like in LA.
What do you feel are some of the best ways to find inspiration?
Inspiration to actually, online is good if you're in a pinch. But then the best way is to go to galleries, find a gallery you like, and research those galleries that are in the area, like San Francisco or LA, and then checking those galleries out and seeing how they paint by going up close to them, looking at the brushstrokes, and getting inspired by them. And then you can read about that artist and see their influences. And then you can eventually get to your own concept and your artwork that looks distinctly like your own.
What would you recommend for someone who's starting to learn how to paint, and they don't know what their style is and what they like? What would you recommend to them to start out and how to find what they're liking?
It sounds kind of
how
simple.
they would.
I'll simplify it just by saying, find an artist that you really like. You might just think is neat. So if you find somebody that you really like and you don't even know why, it may not be the color or the brushstrokes. And then trying to use that as inspiration. And then when you're first starting to learn how to paint, you could even start by just copying a figure from a figure that you like, or trying it. But really, you need the 15 Commandments in the Granite Bay Art Academy to do really well. But you can learn on your own, it just takes a lot longer. Anybody can get good, but it just takes you years and years. But with the Granite Bay Art Academy, you can get pretty darn good within about 3 semesters. I would say Art 3. By the end of Art 3, you're probably rocking it.
Am I rocking it?
You're rocking it.
Sweet, man.
Bang.
What are the 15 commandments?
There are 15 guidelines. 15 guidelines to follow, and if you follow all 15, which I can't really reveal, it's only for my art students, I don't want that to go public. But one of them, the number one, which you already asked me about, number one in the 15 commandments is have 3 quality sketches before starting any painting. And that's like the number one. And then number 2 through 6, well, I'll just tell you it has something to do with references. And then, other than that, there's a couple other things. But once again, it's top secret. And then all my Art 3s and 4s have remained like a little vow of silence in regards to dispensing with any of that information, especially sharing with other schools.
Well, then it's a good thing there's passion projects for this school.
Indeed.
Wait, one more question.
Go ahead.
Why do you
Ask me your question.
Why do you
I'm ready
feel the need to shoot people with your water gun a lot?
What? That's
That was the
I've
worst
learned-
shot ever.
yeah. I know. I've learned that with the little squirt gun technique, I've used to try the as far as interruptions during a presentation or PowerPoint. I've tried to go, okay, be quiet, and then I have to take time out from the flow, the little vibe that's going, and then I have to make people be quiet. Then it takes longer. Then I have to get back on track. The brilliant idea came about when I learned I can just like spritz it just a little bit, and I can even pick how many drops to hit on a person. And then if it's just a little chit chat, maybe like 2 drops on the shoulder. If it's really obnoxious, then maybe like a squirt to the knee. And then all of a sudden, boom, they're there and they're engaged, and I don't have to even slow down. I can just keep going with the PowerPoint. It's a good idea, and it's working.
What kind of squirt guns do you prefer to use?
Longer range. I prefer the double shot. Generally speaking, I'd go for the Home Depot special. Whatever's on
Can
sale.
we see your squirt gun, Steves?
Oh yeah. Action. And cut.
It's cut.
What?